Hi, in today's episode of Wellness Unscripted, we have Dr. Sajeev Nair, who's one of the pioneers of biohacking in India. He's someone who started this way before the country even caught up with the trend. He understands that it is not a hype or a trend, and it is something that goes long in future. Let's understand his concepts and his insight into the whole thing. Hello, sir.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you. So this is a very informal session where we would really like to pick your brain on about topics that you have been talking about, you have been preaching. I personally know that you have influenced a lot of people in understanding their body better and looking a little more deeper into the situation that they're going through.
Yeah.
So now when we talk about wellness, I would like to know a little bit about your perspective about a healthy individual.
In one line, I generally say that it's something like, someone who has got an optimized body, optimized brain, and optimized mind. So I'm saying optimized mainly because, as you know, we always say that, anything which is in excess also is a problem.
Yeah.
So exercise also can create problem. Excess nutrition can create problem.
Yeah.
So optimized. So as long as if you can create that optimized human within you, I believe you can achieve whatever you want to achieve in your life.
And you believe it is a process.
It's a process and it is doable. That's the most important thing, because many people think that, these are all kind of things which nobody can do, but this is doable, especially at this point of time when we are living in a world where technology and science is helping us to measure, monitor and manage every single thing. What we do, what is happening inside our body, what is happening inside our brain, everything can be measured, monitored and managed.
You're someone who spoke about biohacking way ahead of time. I'm pretty sure because of that you would have faced a lot of challenges and a lot of perks to it. So in terms of when it comes to biohacking, right now the whole trend is spending, tons of money on gadgets, and we hear about people spending millions on, understanding their health and reverse aging. Wherein aging is a biological process, but it's all about how intelligently you age, right? So what is your take on biohacking and how can you just simplify it for us?
Biohacking in a simple frame, if you look at it, it's nothing but hacking around biology. That means taking charge of your own biology. Hacking means taking charge or taking control. Sometimes hacking has got a negative connotation because you are taking control without somebody else's permission. So if I want to take control of my biology, whose permission I should require? I don't require anybody's permission. I can take control of my body and my brain and my mind. So biohacking is a very, I would say, meaningful word. But the word was coined way back, not in 2014-15, when in the Silicon Valley there was a major epidemic, like in the sense the obesity, the metabolic syndrome, people were facing fatigue, and the conventional medical treatment was not able to answer the questions they had. Because if you go to a normal doctor and say that, hey doctor, I'm not feeling good, so how can I improve? What is your problem? They can do some biomarker, maybe some blood marker testing or whatever testing. And after that, everything is normal. You can go back home. But at the same time, you are not feeling good. You have the fatigue.
Have not
you have the fatigue. You have got the brain fog. You are not able to work. You are not able to focus. So that's a time, these techies, they started exploring themselves and find out answers. That's where this biohacking concept came up. And it came up mainly because during the same time, the technological advancement were happening in IoTs and AI. So IoTs mainly because like the smart ring kind of things, and AI because you can, really program many things into an automated mode, which can help you in, assimilating or interpreting information.
Which will help in measuring it and having a data based on what you're feeling.
Much easily, because you put your blood markers right now in the ChatGPT. It will be able to tell you that what's going wrong with you. So that connection between technology and biology, that is what made biohacking a process or a kind of a trend in the West long back. Me getting into it was mainly, I have been in the wellness industry since 2000. 2003-4 period onwards, I've been very active in the wellness industry. 2017-18 was the time I became very curious about the concept of human longevity and performance. Performance mainly because I have been a peak performance coach and doing a lot of peak performance events.
Wonderful.
So I wanted to be at my peak all the time.
Feel good all the time.
Yeah. And longevity mainly because I was nearing my 50. So I've been wondering how I can have higher energy levels and higher performance post 50s and live without diseases. Because my father had his first heart attack at the age of 48.
Yeah.
He died at the age of 62. My mother was a cancer patient. So I'm carrying all those load. I know that. So I became very curious that in my post 50s, how can I live a healthy, productive life, contributing more to the society. So that research made me to get deeper into the subject of longevity, which made me to connect with some of these so-called biohacking specialists in the West. And when I started discussing with them, understanding these concepts of biohacking and longevity, I was amazed because most of the concepts have been taken from the Eastern wellness system like Ayurveda and yoga.
Yeah.
Whether it is grounding, earthing, breath work, or whatever you talk about fermented food, I thought, my God, these are things my grandmother used to tell me.
Yeah.
And putting ghee into black coffee. Oh, this is why my grandmother used to put, even my mother used to put ghee, and I used to have a tough time drinking it. But now I understand because the polyphenols inside the coffee, which get enhanced when it is in the fat medium and all those stuff. So whatever we say, you are an Ayurvedic specialist. So one thing on which you have to give merit to the West is that they bring in science. They bring in that logic.
They help in quantifying it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So then I got fascinated because I found that many of the concepts of biohacking has gone from India or the Eastern wellness wisdom. So I thought then it is becoming purely westernized.
Yeah.
So I thought what I can do towards at least holding it back to this place, or at least we can have a presence and create some awareness. That's where we started talking about it. I wrote a book called The Making of a Superhuman based on this. Then I thought,
wonderful book, I've read.
Thank you so much. So that was not enough. Then I thought GAN is one thing, but how can I deliver that to people? That's where we started this company called V Roots, which is purely into preventive, personalized preventive health. Then again, to really anchor it, we started something called the World Biohack Summit in Dubai, because Dubai being the global hub. So we started there in 2023. So that is in my journey in biohacking, and I'm sure, maybe when you hear about biohacking, there could be many thoughts. Even some people I heard talking about, is it self-medication? No, no, this is not self-medication. This is self-care. This is taking charge of my own health and well-being. I believe that, at this point of time, when it comes to disease, I know whom to go to, a doctor. But when it comes to health, whom to go to? It's a big question.
And prevention, the importance of prevention and how it helps in improving a person's overall well-being and quality of life. I think that is a topic that everyone talks about now. But you're someone who dived into it like years back. So you are someone who has a background in analytical chemistry and business, and then ventured into this whole scientific biohacking and genetics and whole different topic. What made you more interested in the whole genetics and DNA structuring and all of that, and what helped you through the whole journey? I'm pretty sure you've had so many challenges because there is conventional medicine on one side, and then there is this on the other side where you're talking about prevention.
See, since 2000 I've been selling nutrition supplements, and 2004-05 was the time when I was making a visit to the US. And that was the time I went through something called a nutrigenomic test. That was in 2005, if I'm correct. I was amazed because I used to take B vitamins, B complex, because B complex is considered to be a very safe molecule, safe complex. Whereby what I have heard from most of the people who are experts in nutritional supplements, they used to tell that B vitamin is very safe because it's water soluble. Even if you take in excess, it'll go through your urine or whatever. When I went through the nutrigenomic testing there, the doctor, I still remember his name, Dr. Duke Johnson, he did a counseling with me and he said, Sajeev, everything is fine, but at the same time, you should be very careful with vitamin B. I said, vitamin B is a safe vitamin. He said, yeah, it's safe, but at the same time, in your case, you have a gene mutation in a particular gene called MDHFR. So I didn't understand that point of time what he was talking about. He said, don't worry about it, but this one of the B vitamins, you may have some kind of a negative result. I didn't understand that too. He said, any which way, don't take B complex. I don't have that precise details right now. That was one incident. I was attending a conference in which a scientist was talking about one thing, because we were a group of people from India. So he said, whatever you do, whatever you wanted to communicate to people, one message has to go across. And the scientist has got a great business also with him, but still his message was very simple. He said, you have to, and he was really kind of shouting from the stage. He said, you have to tell your people that optimal health is possible. It's not like, people should not take diabetes as normal. People should not take cholesterol as normal. Nowadays people are taking everything normal.
Hypertension. Like you reach a certain age, these are all bound to happen. That kind of
aging, you are post 50, all this is supposed to happen. Nonsense. You're not supposed to have all these kinds of things. And now the new science, when I started getting into longevity science, I understood that aging has to be treated as a disease. So that means you don't require to age. So the moment you are saying that aging has to be treated as a disease, that means that it is reversible, it is curable. Now we are talking about a new language now. The moment you are saying that aging is a disease, so do you want to have that disease or not? That's what you need to look at. So I think the old perspective has changed the last maybe 5 to 10 years.
Mostly post-COVID, I would say.
Post-COVID and with the advancement of technology. I think technology has helped a lot in terms of social media has helped. Of course, there are wrong advices being given, but at the same time, people are becoming more aware. Number one. Number two is the kind of things which are available right now to measure everything, like in the sense your sleep patterns, Now, when a patient comes to you, you don't require to ask him, how was your sleep? And he doesn't require to guesswork. He can say that. He can show you the mobile data and saying that, hey, this was my sleep score last night. So I think we are living in a very interesting space, interesting period of time where if you really want, you can live longer, stay healthier, stay productive. And I always ask people to dream about the day when you are going to celebrate your 100th birthday after completing a 5-kilometer run and celebrate with your great grandchildren. And after that, you still do whatever you love to do in your life.
Perfect. So when we spoke about quantifying everything, right? Now everyone, there are a bunch of people who don't use any technologies. There are a bunch of people who are like very keen on technologies. Nonetheless, whoever likes to quantify, there are devices like rings, watches, etc., patches to quantify your glucose spike and etc. But on one side, do you think it is also causing a stress factor? Because there's some who would want to micromanage their life, wherein they get stressed about. So recently I had a patient of mine who came to me and she was very stressed, and I asked her what happened. She was like, I've been sleeping well, but my watch says otherwise. So what is happening with my body? I feel that understanding that she wants to address this is good, but the fact that she's panicking about it. So what is your take on that? That that your mind being calm is a major role to the whole aging intelligently process.
I think this is one space which is need to be answered, or rather need to be addressed. And I think people like you, doctors like you, who are getting into the wellness space can only help people to come out of this, because now I totally agree with what you said, that people are being overwhelmed with a lot of information about whether right from genetics up to your sleep markers, and they are no idea whom to go to check about this. And if they go to a normal doctor, they say that, hey, forget about all this kind of things. These are all going to make you more panic. Somebody after taking, we have a most comprehensive genetic testing. So taking the genetic testing report and going to a cancer oncologist and saying that, hey, doctor, look, I've got a high risk for cancer. What should I do? Doctor said, when you are being detected, come to me. What else he can tell? So now, till that time, you make sure that you have a good lifestyle. You don't take stress and all those kinds of stuff. So the point is, it is good to know about all this data.
Yeah.
But unless and until if you don't know how to manage it, it's better not to get it.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, at this point of time, when we are living in this world in 2025, ignorance is not a bliss.
Yeah.
Many people think, all these kinds of information, that once I get this information, that will make me sick.
There are a lot of people who doesn't take blood tests saying,
once I come to know, then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Ignorance is not a bliss at this point of time. Maybe 20 years back, I agree.
Yeah.
But now it is not the case.
Yeah.
So I think it is a matter of choice. And that is what WHO is talking about, most of this kind of thing, saying that this is giving a informed choice for people.
Yeah.
So only thing is that you need to know whom to seek advice from. There are enough wellness specialists in right now in this world, in this part of the country. People who are practicing functional medicine.
Yeah.
They understand your body from from your when your head to toe.
Yeah.
So those are the kinds of people with whom people should go and consult. And on the other side, I believe the doctors also have to change because they also should adapt to technology.
Yes. You should
they should
understand.
not resist. They should not resist. And I always tell, I was in a longevity conference. They were the only doctors, and I was the only odd man out. And I was telling them very clearly, saying that, see, the days are not far away when someone is going to come to you and tell you, show the screen.
Yeah.
Saying that, doctor, this is my score for the last 1 week.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going wrong.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't know how to interpret this thing, you are obsolete.
Yeah.
That's the way Gen Zs are working right now.
Very true.
Yeah.
Like, take that effort to know what's progressing, what's changing, and then instead of keeping the ego aside and understanding the whole process.
Absolutely. That's some people say that AI is going to replace most of the jobs. AI is not going to replace the jobs. AI will replace those people who doesn't know AI.
Yeah.
That's the only problem. What
AI
people
will
face.
make it, I feel, optimization a little more better.
Better, yeah. Absolutely.
So with the whole, AI coming into picture, IoT and metaverse and all of that, where do you think, right now we can see in last 5 years itself, like post-COVID itself, we can see a big change in the whole wellness spectrum. Yeah. You being one of the pioneers, how it has changed in last 20 years. What do you think will, or what would you suggest be the change in next 5 years or next 10 years?
Honestly, very difficult to predict because the way things are changing, no one has got any clue. Not even 5 years. I'm telling you, next 1 year down the line, I really don't know what's going to happen. Especially, we have been in almost all this most advanced touch points in this space of longevity and biohacking, like whether it is Epigenetics, whether it is IoTs, whether it is AI. But it is not a definite or certain proposition. We don't know what's going to be the next.
Yeah.
That's the way things are changing.
Yeah.
So I think the one thing is very, very clear, that people who are open-minded and people who really wanted to live longer and stay younger and stay healthier,
who are curious to understand and learn,
they are going to have a great time. People who wanted to enhance their performance, people who wanted to achieve greater things in their life, they are going to have a great time. People like practitioners like you, or business people, people who are wellness entrepreneurs like me, will have a tough time in understanding and keeping on changing the scenarios. I think the next 2 to 3 years, the major breakthroughs which are going to happen is going to be hyper personalization, everything.
Yeah.
People have started understanding that one man's food is another man's poison.
Yeah.
So that thing people start understanding now, even though it's a good old proverb.
Yeah.
Because right now you get your genetic data.
Yeah.
You get your metabolic assessment done. You know exactly what works for you. Whether broccoli is a good vegetable for you or a bad vegetable for you.
Yeah.
Whether what. All those kinds of, what kind of exercise suits you, because you go to a gym and you are finding out a personal trainer and saying that, hey, I want to reduce weight, I want to put on some muscles and all those stuff.
Yeah.
They will put you onto HIIT.
Yeah.
But what we are seeing after conducting around 24,000 cases of genetic assessment or epigenetic testing, we find that there are a lot of people who carry a gene variant called prolonged QT gene, which leads to prolonged QT. And these people, when they go through HIITs, this gene expresses. And normally that expression is sudden cardiac death, or some form of coronary artery disease. So if you don't know about it, chances are that you will go to the gym, you may collapse on the gym floor.
So it's actually wonderful you spoke about this, because this is one thing that I wanted to discuss as well. So I'm a person who maybe in last 3 to 5 years I've been trying to understand my body better in a lot of ways. Until then, you see someone working out, you go with them, you work out, and then you realize that's not working for you. There is someone following a diet, you follow that diet, and you realize that okay, they are losing some weight, you are getting inflamed instead.
Exactly.
And it is in this last, say 3 years or 4 years, in the short span of time, I realized, okay, there are certain things that doesn't work for me. That's very healthy for the other person. For example, watermelon. Having a watermelon at night, it increases the inflammatory marker. So very, very small data, but that made a whole lot of change in my productivity, in the way I feel about my body. Workout, when everyone talks about weightlifting or CrossFit, I realized these doesn't work for me. There's nothing against those, it's beautiful, it feels good, but I realized things like more of Pilates or lean muscle movements were working more for me for my inflammatory markers. So I also happened to read about epigenetics and nutrigenome testing, and it blew my mind. It's a wonderful topic, and I think that's a solution that a lot of people unknowingly were looking for. So could you please tell us a little more in detail about epigenetics and why one should get that test done?
When we talk about epigenetics, first thing people should know about is that what is your gene, because most of the people have no clue about that. Because in medical science also, you all must have been taught that your genetics carry only about 2%. The rest is everything is epigenetics, like behavior outside, or metabolic. But this 2% can create all the havoc in your life. Or even 1%, even if it's 1%, that is the trigger, we call it as. Now, you are a doctor, but the common people have no idea what is a gene. So when a sperm and an egg joins, that's the time a human birth starts happening. That point of time, there is 23 chromosome from father, mother, 23 from mother joins, and that's a first zygote. And then this chromosome contains the DNA and the gene. Now, these genes carry all the information, as you know. And that one cell multiplied into maybe 30-40 trillion cells right now in your body. That means the same cell. You don't have a separate, you haven't borrowed cell from anybody else, so it's the same cell. So that means you're carrying all the genes in all the cells, same cells. Now, in some organs, some genes are on. In some organs, some genes are not on. Basically, that's the way it works. Now, when you are getting those 23 pairs of chromosome, you are getting that information. Genes are nothing but information. Now, along with the information, like how your skin should be, how your hair should be, you are also getting the information about the kind of gene variants. That means the kind of diseases your parents and the grandparents have gone through. That information also is getting carried on to you. Now, this reminds us gene variants, and unless and until it is not expressed, you have no problem. Okay. My father died from heart attack. My grandfather also died from heart attack. So I carry that gene. I don't require a gene testing for that. I carry the gene. So the only challenge with that kind of gene is that once it's expressed, it's over. So the only question I need to know is that, okay, it's a good idea that I need to know about all of the gene variants which I'm carrying, so that I know that which are the kind of probable possible diseases I can go through, can happen to me. But the most critical question is that what makes that gene expressed? Because that's their right from that's their right from my birth. So my father got it at 48. It expressed why it was sleeping till 48, what made it to wake up at 48, what was the trigger. If I can identify the trigger, I am saved. So this is called the epigenetic science. So what we do in our program called EPLIMO, that's called epigenetic lifestyle modification, is that we make a person go through a very comprehensive genetic testing, maybe the most comprehensive genetic testing in this country, where we test for about 275 health conditions, you name it, like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer, all those kinds of things, whether you carry the gene variants which can lead to the diseases. Plus, we also test for different nutrients, how your genes are responding to various nutrients, how your genes are responding to various fitness programs, various exercises, your muscles, every single thing, all different behavioral aspects. I never knew that, there are genes could influence
your behavioral,
your behavioral patterns, So we test off all the factors, and also we parallelly test the metabolic factors. Then we do a correlation. That is our specialization. We do it human and also AI intervention. We use it for the correlation, and based on the correlation, we find out, okay, if somebody is carrying a high risk for coronary artery disease, that gene variant, what other gene variants which can connect to that? We find the correlations and we come to a conclusion that, okay, this is the trigger, this can be the trigger. And once we identify the trigger, we give them a complete recommendation saying that, hey, you have a higher risk for Alzheimer's disease, and this may become your trigger.
So these are things that you should...
how you can block the trigger using lifestyle modification, which is what to eat, what not to eat, what kind of exercise suits you, what kind of exercise can kill you, what kind of medicines can kill you, what kind of medicines can help you,
what supplements
supplements you should use, and how much you can use, and how long you can use. That's hyper-personalization. So we provide a hyper-personalized lifestyle modification program, which almost like the blueprint for the rest of your life. I generally call it as an operating manual for the rest of your life, because this you need to do only once in your lifetime. And once you understood that, then based on that, you just modify your lifestyle. It's not like radically changing it, but modify it. Maybe caffeine is okay for you, but maybe how many milligrams are okay with you. We see that broccoli, for example, is considered to be a healthy vegetable. And we are seeing that for some people, about 10% of the people whom we have done the testing, they have certain gene variants get switched on when the broccoli gets into your body.
So broccoli is something that personally makes me feel inflamed.
Then you must, when you do your genetic testing, you will definitely understand what's actually happening.
It was actually, quite astonishing, because a lot of things that was taught to us as healthy, when I started listening to my body a little deeper, or understanding even the smallest of things that you otherwise ignore, like we mentioned, I realized that it was onions, broccoli, watermelon, those things which doesn't fall in the unhealthy spectrum, was not working for my body. So
common thing I can tell you that, when you do your genetic testing, you'll know that there is this powerful antioxidant called sulforafine. So this, whatever you said right now, they contain sulforafine. So the sulforafine switches on certain genes. In some people. I'm not saying that it's good or bad for general public.
Got it.
Now, we have cases where people go behind all the different fitness programs. Marathon is a trend right now. Run clubs are a trend right now. I did one post against run clubs, and the people were like very upset with that, because who is telling you that this is good for you? We have to have some idea about it.
Ironman challenges where you're pushing your body.
We had one person who is a billionaire, like his turnover is close to about 10,000 crores. And he underwent our program, and we found that our genetic counselor during counseling time told him that, sir, you should not run marathon. They didn't know that he was running marathon. He was laughing and he said that, hey, your report is wrong, because I'm running marathons. Nothing has happened to me. So she asked, sir, how long you have been running marathons? He said, I developed this as a new passion for the last 1.5 years. Then she said, it's better you stop it. He was very upset, and he didn't even listen to us. 2023 Delhi Marathon, he collapsed. He was taken to the ICU, and then the doctor out there, the doctor had some idea about it. The doctor said, you are a billionaire, you should not engage into this kind of activities without knowing whether it's fit for you or not. He said, what do you mean? At least you should have done a genetic profiling. He showed the mobile, because we have a mobile app. This is my test.
I have done it.
Doctor said, it's very clearly written here. So he asked, what should I do? Because this is a new habit I have developed. I love running. So I should continue with this. Doctor, help me out. Interestingly, that doctor is so open-minded. He called us. He said, I totally believe in it, but is there a way out? That was the time we also got our eyes open. Is there a way out? And then luckily we found that during that time, I think we had completed about 10,000 plus cases. We could find a very interesting correlation. that almost the people who are having this particular, that's a particular gene variant, that gene variant, almost 98% of the people who are carrying the gene variant also had another problem genetically. They have a lower absorption of magnesium. Genetically.
If you supplement magnesium, you could.
Yeah. So we told the doctor, we are not, we cannot give medical advice. So we told the doctor, there is a correlation. There are scientific papers available. You can make a try. Now that gentleman is running marathon after taking magnesium IV.
It's wonderful.
So how you fix it? I'm not saying that some people even think that, after doing all this kinds of testing, problem is that I love coffee, I may have to stop coffee. No.
This is how you use data.
This is how you use data.
Data at the same, on one side, it could, help us have breakthrough like this. On the other side, when they're just having data and they don't use it and panic about it.
That's right. Yeah.
That's
absolutely
on the other side. So just how, you were speaking about this, one of the patients who came to us, we did an oligo scan for them and we did a couple of blood tests, and I told them that they clearly have a family history of autoimmune conditions. So I told them that your particular markers are a little high, so you need to do things as lifestyle, changes that will bring down your inflammatory rate or prevent chronic inflammation, so that you don't develop an autoimmune condition later. I couldn't give them a broad spectrum view like this. But the first question, this is someone who is very well educated, just like, we spoke about. First thing that I got asked is, why should I take care of an inflammation which has not happened yet?
My God.
So
you want the fire to come in and completely fire up your entire place. Then I will put some water.
Yeah, so there is still, a set of people who needs that education regarding why preventive health is so much important, so that you don't end up having to go for palliative care later. So when
doctor, you said inflammation, I believe that you definitely in Ayurveda there's a lot of importance to be given to the inflammation. We find that inflammation is the root cause of most of the issues, not anything else.
Same.
And now inflammaging is a new word which is coming. That means the root cause of aging itself is inflammation.
And one more thing, when you spoke about, how the chromosomes and the cellular DNA carries the message back in Ayurvedic texts, it's very, clearly mentioned that when a baby is conceived, the current situation, health situation of both the parents, the climate that they are in, even their mental health at that point could influence the child. And so it was written way back then, but it wasn't quantified enough.
That's right.
Now it is still quantified. I think people just need to follow what needs to be followed.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
And now, as we spoke about aging, there is chronological age on one side and there is biological age on the other side. What is your take on that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I'm a strong believer, and I believe that chronological age is just on the calendar as per date of birth, and biological age is what is your actual age. And you have a biological age for each organ. Your eye has got a biological age. Your lungs must be having a biological age. I think each organ must be having a biological age. And that's that. And unfortunately, most of the people, maybe they are in their 40s as per the calendar. But if you check their biological age, they may be 50 or 55. And how do you know about it? You can do testing and all. That's a different story altogether. But still, even at your 40, as per your calendar, if you are showing symptoms of an aged man's kind of fatigue, the brain fog, lack of energy, all those kinds of things, sleep disturbances, you are aged. Whether you are at 30 or 40, you are old, man. You are aged. That's biological age, and we should be concerned about biological age, and we should not be worried, and you should not be celebrating your chronological age. You should be celebrating your biological age.
Yes.
That's what I did in some of the reels also. I said that the days are not far away when people are going to check your biological age when any marriage proposals are going to be considered.
It's going to be hope.
Because who cares, whether you're 27 or 28. If you are a 27 and your biological age is 35 or 40,
and you act like a 60.
Yeah, who is going to give you a marriage proposal? So this is super critical. And the question people may have is that, okay, by knowing it, what's the use? You can very well manage it. You can very well reverse it.
Yeah.
I am not saying that you can reverse so much that you are at your 40 and you can get back to 20.
Yeah.
Chronologically, no. But biologically, yes.
Yeah.
Where there are people who are who are in their 50s, but at the same time their organs are performing.
Yeah.
Their organs, if you look at the kind of performance, it's almost equal to that of a person at the age of 25 or 26. So that's called the power of biological age, and it's possible right now because we have enough science available. Number one, you can do a test. You can understand, it's a methylation test, which can give you the biological age exact figure.
Yeah.
It's not there in India, so we also, for our clients, we send it to the US. The only advantage with testing that is putting a marker for yourself, like that, suppose you do this biological age now, and maybe after 6 months after protocol, how much change it has happened.
Where you can keep a scorecard or quantify your progress.
But even without that, you will know from your own lifestyle
the way you
are
feel.
aged.
And I happen to also see when we talk about methylation that it is also determined in your DNA or your genetic process, that it determines whether you will be, or it influences the success of a person. Let me rephrase it that way. And I think you have also spoken about it in some of your platforms. So that is a very interesting concept, and I happened to discuss that with someone, and that one person I discussed it with, they could relate with it so much. They were like, yeah, I used to feel like this back in my 20s, and now in my late 30s or 40s, this is how I feel, and I used to be a go-getter. And so could you please shed some light on
this? Is from my own life story, my own kind of journey. I learned this because I have been in a lot of motivational trainings one point of time. I thought it's all about mind and the mind power and the subconscious mind, all those kinds of stuff. I don't undermine that. That's important. But there are lots of people who are inspiring people to practice law of attraction, manifestation, all those kinds of stuff. A lot of people are there on this kind of path right now. I have seen a lot of people. But what I understand, I realize that even after doing all those kinds of things, majority of the people are not successful. As an entrepreneur, you may have to have a vision board. Great idea. You need to have a dream vision, all those kinds of stuff.
Those are all motivating factors.
You need to have. You should know where Radiance has to reach 3 years down the line. You should have an idea about that. Number two is that you need to have all the skills. Like an entrepreneur, you should need to have the skill. As a doctor, you need to have the skill. So you need to have the skill. So you need to undergo the training. Even after having all this, you have the vision, you have the skill, but still you are struggling in your life. Why? It's mainly because you need to have really good execution power. Otherwise, you cannot succeed in life right now. Whether you are a CXO, you are an entrepreneur, anybody who is in a decision-making place, you need to have sharp execution skills. Because the world is moving at a faster pace right now. Opportunities are lost in a wink of an eye. So you need to have that sharp a brain. I generally call it as an optimized brain. Then to support that optimized brain, you need to have an optimized body. Okay. If your hormones are not working well, your brain will not work well. There's no doubt about it. Now, today morning when I wake up, I need to have all the energy because I have got a big meeting to attend, or maybe a $1 million contract to be signed. I cannot go there with a brain fog. Okay.
You have to feel at your best.
Even if you have a great vision, you have a great skill to do the business, but still you are having in the morning until you have a brain fog, you are not feeling good, you are feeling dull, you are lost in that entire discussion. So we need to understand that life success is not just a matter of mind. Life success is a matter of body and brain and mind. This is the most important thing. When it comes to body and brain, then we are talking about right from your genetics up to your whatever metabolism which is happening right now in your body.
Yeah.
So that is what I have been trying to educate people, especially entrepreneurs, anybody who's in the decision-making forums, saying that, hey, it's not enough to undergo trainings. It is not enough to undergo. It is enough, but it is good enough, but it's not enough to go through all these kinds of trainings, do meditations, do visualization, do manifestation techniques. All fine, that's all good. But it is your primary objective should be to optimize, to get your body and your brain optimized.
Yeah.
For which you need to understand your body and brain first.
Yeah.
How is it functioning? What kind of things are going on in my body?
Yeah. So you can take the right action at the right time.
Yeah, because I got, because I got a business consulting firm called Brahma. I think since 2008 we have been operating that company, and right now we must have consulted more than 3,000 small and medium scale companies to scale their business up. So I got connection with a lot of entrepreneurs. So they come to me off late. The last 10 years, I have seen that many people who have been with us for years and they have grown to certain levels. Some of them are coming back saying that, sir, I don't know what's going on. I'm losing interest. I have no fire. I have no drive. Even at home, when children are playing, I'm thinking why they are so happy. I'm not able to figure out. I got a house. I invested 3 crores and built a house.
I'm pretty sure a lot can relate to.
He was telling me there are many people, not just one person. 3 to 4 crores I invested and built a house, but I'm not feeling like getting into the house. I used to be in the 4 a.m. club, 5 a.m. club. Right now, even at 7:30, I'm not able to wake up because I feel like, what should I do now today? I'm finding my life meaningless. So he said, I went to many life coaches. They said the problem is your vision is very weak. You need to enhance your vision. Then he became very furious. One of the entrepreneurs said, this is my vision board. I got on the iPad. He got on the iPod, all the vision board, all the pictures. He said, I got everything. But
I'm not able to take the action.
I have no interest. Interestingly, and he, by the way, he said, one of them, he said, I haven't done your EPLIMO program. I said, oh, really? Show me the report. I just looked at the report. I never thought that I can find anything from that. Because he's talking about a completely different story. So I just scrolled and I looked at it, behavioral patterns, in which I found that he has got a gene variant which leads to low stress resilience. That means once this gene is on, his stress capacity goes down. Okay. And it is written that, and which he also carries a gene variant for which increases his chance of depression. And these 2 genes are connected. Now I asked him, okay, and very clearly in bold letters, it is written in the recommendation that avoid uncertain terrains, unknown terrains and uncertain situations. So I asked him in the last 2 years, tell me your life. He said, I went to this place, I started a new business.
Unknown terrain,
unknown business, unknown partnership. But I asked him what happened to that. Oh, it's not doing good, but it's okay. But I said, but in the process you have triggered one of your genes. Now I'll tell you one thing. I said, listen, your problem is that you used to handle whatever stress comes in your mind, in front of you, you are able to handle. Now you are not able to handle, right? He said, yes. And which has been going on for months, and right now you are in the brim of depression. Now tell me, has genetics to do anything with life success? Yes. Luckily we could figure out that he has got a genetic deficiency of a particular mineral, and we started supplying him that mineral.
And he's feeling better.
Yeah, he came back and
that's wonderful, because a lot of people, when they don't understand why this is happening, they tend to go very hard on themselves, saying, oh, is it my laziness?
Exactly. Many people do that. Procrastination. Oh, it's my problem. I always procrastinate. I don't know
all you see when you open a gadget is how to get out of procrastination, how to get motivated. And it's all behind. I'm not saying it's wrong to have, yes, it is good to have motivation, manifestations and vision boards. But if you're not able to achieve it, again, you push back.
At this point, Doctor, at this point, what I feel is that because I I definitely interact a lot of doctors like you. I also interact a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I think you, especially people from the medical practice who understand wellness and human performance, have got a lot of role to play right now, because most of the entrepreneurs and CXOs are totally burnt out.
Yeah.
And they are trying to figure out the solution only by listening to music or some basic things. But the problem is that their entire hormones are in complete imbalance.
Yeah.
We are doing in our center, we are doing testing. Whenever entrepreneurs come and they talk about all these kinds of problems, immediately our doctors tell them, do the testing. And during the testing, you know, like the blood testing, one marker we always test is if it's a male, the testosterone levels.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, as you know, the lab report says that 300 and above is normal.
Yeah.
I can bet you, anyone who has got a testosterone level lesser than 600 cannot succeed in business. Men. Because that's what we have seen from hundreds and hundreds of people. And what we do is that we enhance the testosterone level. They get the drive back in their life. They get the focus back in their life.
That's a very revolutionary point that you mentioned.
It's happening right now. And same way with the women entrepreneurs, the women CXOs, we say that we always find that we go a deep dive and understand, try to understand what's your real problem. The real problem is that decisions are not always being right. Whatever decision I take, it's all going in the wrong direction. And we find that anybody who has got hypothyroidism, most of them take decisions, keep on taking decisions, but all in wrong directions. And
so this very simple piece of information that we spoke about, when we actually look at it, that can change the whole future of anything that we do. Starting from, you know, MNCs hiring a CEO to you starting, a person starting their own company. An optimal health actually is a stepping stone for a lot of things.
Absolutely. I have been in wellness for the last 25 years, but in the last 5 years, the way I see all these parameters and connection with performance, human performance, I'm amazed. You know, I think motivation can last for 10 days. After that, it goes back to the normal. If your hormones are not supporting, you just cannot do anything in your life. That's what my personal
experience. Very true. That's absolutely right. Now, sir, as a person who knows a lot in depth about biohacking and wellness and, you know, genome testing and all of that, could you please share something very personal? 3 things that, you know, you do on a regular basis to keep up optimal health.
I make my body move. I always, whenever given a chance, I'll walk. Okay. Now, I started this habit about 4 or 5 years back. Earlier, I used to get frustrated if I don't get the parking in front of the restaurant. Now, I want the parking to be at least about 300, 400 meters so that I can walk. So, 2 things happen. Number 1, I'm walking. Number 2, I have no stress. So I go to a restaurant, I have no problem, because if there is no parking, I'm more happy because I can walk now. So walking, moving your body, minimum 10,000 steps is non-negotiable. Whether you are having a sedentary lifestyle, sitting in a place and working, make sure somehow or other you need to walk. Even I was talking to many people in the last 1 year who are in their 80s and 90s. And still maintaining good health and having a drink in the evening and all those stuff. Many of them looks quite obese also, honestly. But I found that they're very happy, they are healthy kind of. And most of them, I found one thing common, not most of them, all of them. They all walk for 40, 45 minutes. So some or other I have taken that in my life as a regular practice. I walk whenever I create opportunities to walk.
That's wonderful.
Number 2 is, we call it as grounding or earthing. It's just walking with barefoot. I'm not saying that all the time you have to walk with barefoot. At least about 10 minutes every day, possible if possible, or at least 2 to 3 times in a week. You have to touch your body. Your body has to touch Mother Earth, because your cells, 20-30 trillion cells you have, each one of them are an electromagnetic field. it needs to connect with the major electromagnetic field, which is your Mother Earth. Now, every equipment in your home is Earth.
Yeah.
And you as an equipment, the most dynamic, this completely electrically charged equipment, how many times we are getting earthed?
It's a wonderful way to look at it.
Because people who live, especially Kochi and all, we are lucky that we have some, if we really want, we can walk.
Yeah.
But there are places like in Business Bay in Dubai and all,
where
it's
you
very
can't
difficult.
find a piece of...
I know after interacting with me, some people take an effort. They drive to a place where there is grassland and they start walking and they start seeing. I have seen people who are having kind of neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy, in an initial stage. They're coming out of it just by doing this.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. You asked me 3, right?
Yeah.
So third thing which I make sure is that I get proper sleep. I'm not quantifying it like 7-8 hours or anything, but some or other I make sure that I do all the kinds of parameters to make sure that even if I get a 6-hour sleep, I get good sleep.
Yeah.
Which starts from maybe about half an hour gap between the screen and the bedtime. Having a dinner at least all the possible days, at least 2-hour gap between the dinner.
Prepare a way for good sleep.
Yeah, I prepare. I always believe, and also I recommend, I suggest people that your tomorrow starts today evening.
Yeah.
So my tomorrow starts from 6 p.m. today. So from now onwards, whatever I do, the reflection I get tomorrow. Because if I have a late night, late dinner, had some kind of, inflammatory food, my tomorrow is gone.
Yeah.
Nobody can help me out. So these are maybe 3 things, simple things what I practice. There are a few other things.
Simple yet very, I would say, very powerful things that improves the quality of life.
And I'm also very conscious about my thoughts. I always suggest people to be conscious about your thoughts. You cannot control your thoughts because your thoughts, right now, whatever thoughts coming in your brain is not based on what's happening now.
Yeah.
It's all based on the stored data. So you cannot control it all of a sudden, but you can be conscious. So something is happening right now at this point of time. The kind of thought I'm getting right now may be a bit destructive. So I should know that what is getting into my brain. So I generally say that, I don't allow any trespassers to my brain, So I'm conscious about the brain, the thoughts. So whenever the thoughts come in, I ask the question to myself, that what's that I'm thinking? Is that what I want? No, I don't want this. What is that I want? So I'll train my brain to do this in a faster pace.
So it's not just what you put into your system, it's also what you think that
absolutely
matters.
Because if you that's the most important thing. Your brain.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we had a wonderful session. I got to learn a lot, and not just about genetics and the data. And I hope and wish everyone who heard this podcast uses it, understands their body better, dives a little deeper into knowing what works for you, what doesn't work for you, instead of going into peer pressure, societal pressures, etc.
Social media advice.
Yeah, social media, all of that. And I'm so glad we could do it. And
Doctor, I think it's my pleasure too. It's a privilege, and should appreciate young doctors like you, especially from the Ayurveda space, to connect the modern technology, because that's something which I always have been looking forward to. Even the last World Biohack Summit, I was very sure that I wanted to have Ayurveda being represented there. So Dr. Nambi Narayan was, he was present. Yeah, he came. We did a fireside chat because because the more as I told you, that the more I understood about biohacking, we have got a lot from Ayurveda and the ancient Indian wellness wisdom to give it to the world. And even when you talk about Prakriti analysis, which is also talking about personalization, and we are talking about genetics, which may be slightly deeper. Suppose if we are integrating this can be something unbelievable. So
where we could also talk about the quality and the quantity of what is happening in your body.
So it has been a real pleasure having this discussion.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for being here.
Thank you.